Counter story. This is my counter story. My counter story.
It's real in the field, and they know that our passion is real. Given the circumstances, I gotta give me a meal. The people are watching, my back is a target. No matter the struggle, I know where I'm walking.
It's real in the field. It's real in the field. It's real in the field. They tell you to do what you feel. People in society, my people are crying. I'm being the system. I'm no longer dying. The odds in my favor. This moment I savor. Republic housing, the music and acre. This music is potent, providing this motion. My vision is clear, and it's broader than oceans. The tears are falling, my future is gone. So I'm up and grinding. I won't do no stalling. Salute to the real, all my soldiers before me. I'm giving you my kind of story. My kind of story, babe. My kind of story, babe. My kind of story. My kind of story. My kind of story, babe.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Counter Stories, a talk show for the younger, cooler generation. And I'm your host, Matthias.
And I'm your hostess, M-A-D-I, it's Maddie, and we are so excited for you all to join us today.
Counter Stories is a space for teens to freely talk and debate amongst each other about social justice issues, current events, and concerns plaguing the community. And our goal is to help break down the dominant story, the typical way of thinking, and help build your own counter story. And that's a whole different alternative and more open-minded and resourceful outlook and view on things.
It's also a creative space where we highlight artists, engage and challenge the thinking of our guests, and get motivation from individuals doing big things in our community.
And before we get started, I just want to shout out my man's DJ Curfew on the ones and twos. So, how was your day?
Even though it's only like 3 o'clock, my day has been so long. I woke up this morning, I had rehearsals, and then I had to immediately come straight here. But all together, it's a really good day. What about you?
Man, my day was so long, man. I woke up mad early, but I just had so many errands to run before I got here. But you say rehearsals for singing?
Yes, from 11 to 4, but I was like, thank God I got this today. Because it's like, we could sing and we could dance all day, but it's like, we have social lives. Kind of want to do things with our weekend.
Yeah, I understand when I went there. I understand the same thing. All right, let's get it. We got a fully loaded show for you guys today, and we're going to talk to a couple professionals about teen dating violence and healthy relationships.
We also have a couple of challenges and activities that we'll warm up our audience with, plus a dope surprise performance from a DMV artist that's definitely on the rise.
And we'll be right back.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
All right, as mentioned before, our episode is about healthy relationships, and right now we're going to get our audience involved in the conversation. We're going to play a game of your favorite couple, healthy or not. And basically, if they have a green card that's unhealthy, and if they have a blue card that's healthy. And I'm going to show one picture per person. Mosaic would do you first. Stevie J and Jocelyn.
The card I chose was unhealthy because Stevie J is always portraying Jocelyn as sexual. They don't have good communication skills, and they're just portrayed as negatively in the
I
media.
understand. I understand. I see a couple things here and there. All right, so Datu, the first couple, Mr. and Mrs. Trump.
I think their relationship is healthy because throughout the whole presidential election, they've been supportive to each other. When Donald Trump was not seen favorably by many, Melania Trump was always there with him on the trail, just encouraging and helping him out. And when Melania Trump went under fire in the media, he was also there and just looking after his wife and making sure that she wasn't torn down by what was said. And also by what's portrayed in the media, it seems like they have good structure in their relationship, which is always a good thing.
Wow, I really wasn't expecting that answer, but it makes sense, I guess. Okay, now I just have one question for each of you. For Mosaic, does media portray a more positive or negative look on relationships?
I would say the media portrays negative outlooks on relationships because in the media, women are always portrayed as sexual and men are always, motive is to get money. So it's not really positive to me.
I understand. I mean, I guess in a way that's a dominant story.
Yeah.
Counter stories. Okay, next, for Sadatu. With so much emphasis on media, how influential are celebrity couples today?
I think celebrity couples are very influential to the youth today because of the simple fact that we have so many media outlets. We have Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and just so many other things where youth look for how their relationship should be to celebrities. And I mean, it could be either a good thing or a bad thing, but they have a lot of influence for young people.
Okay. Well, this wraps up our audience discussion of your favorite couple. It's always great to hear our youth engage in positive conversation. Maddie?
Today, our special guest is here to discuss some alarming statistics, share resources, and talk about what he is doing to support our youth and how we can all be a part of his dynamic movement. Nam Yang is the Capacity Building Coordinator at Break the Cycle. In this role, he conducts trainings for adults and youths to bridge the gap between adult perceptions and youth realities. He recently completed his MPA with a concentration in public management. Furthermore, he recently served as the program director for ending gender-based violence at the New Mexico Asian Family Center. During his time there, he created a men's group and helped to coordinate all victim services in the agency while running a Taekwondo class for the Asian youth. Ladies and gentlemen, from the national organization Break the Cycle, please welcome Nam Yang. Hey Nam, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. So, what is the primary mission of Break the Cycle?
Sure. So Break the Cycle is the leading national nonprofit that provides comprehensive dating abuse programs to young people ages 12 to 24. We really do our mission because we believe that everyone deserves a healthy relationship. Our work is really informed by youth from all walks of life because both our programming is on the ground as well as online.
That's amazing. So what is your role and how long have you been involved in the field?
Sure, so I'm the Capacity Building Coordinator. My role is to bridge the gap between adults and young people, so essentially equip adults and programs that want to work with young people with the skills to help address interpersonal violence with young people. I've been in my role at Break the Cycle for about 3 months now, but I've been in the field for about 4 years.
4 years, that's really long. So can you tell me what are the qualities of a healthy relationship and why they're important in our community?
Sure, so healthy relationships really comprise of trust, communication, respect, and boundaries. So with trust, it's important that when two people in a relationship, they recognize that they should give each other space and trust that they can have their own autonomy in their decision making. With boundaries, it's important to have boundaries because if you don't establish boundaries, you don't know how to resolve conflicts, you don't know what's a little bit too much for your other partner, and things like that. And communication is important in establishing all of that and maintaining respect.
And how important is that respect aspect in a relationship?
Absolutely, respect is really important because respect is an individual trait that everyone expects from each other. So if you respect each other, you're more likely to trust each other, communicate with each other, and establish boundaries for each other.
That's cool. So can you name some traits of an unhealthy relationship And what are some of the consequences that teens face when they're involved in one of those?
Sure. So there are a lot of things that can easily be seen as healthy and unhealthy at the same time, right? So possessiveness is one, controlling, extreme jealousy. Sometimes those things are often masked as caring or considerate properties, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Checking in constantly, right? So over checking in to see where you're at. So more than 10 times a day, excessively texting or calling you can be abusive. And the consequence of that is a lot of times it's a psychological strain on you. Sometimes it can get physical. And overall, it's just a real burden on the individual.
So, like, as far as the possessiveness goes, when is it too possessive?
Sure. So I think, like I said earlier, sometimes it's normal, right? It can be masked as like checking in. Hey, what are you doing? Did you make the practice okay? Did you make it home okay? Those are very normal things. But to the point where it gets excessive, I would say 10 plus times a day, I think that gets possessive.
That's a lot.
And a little overbearing, yeah.
Okay. So, 1 in the 3 teens experience some form of dating violence. In your experience, are parents aware of the statistics related to this?
Sure. So that statistic is pretty alarming, right? 1 out of 3. And what's more alarming, actually, is that 81% of parents don't believe or don't recognize that that's a statistic that exists.
81% of parents don't know that their child might be in an abusive relationship.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow. So how are the parents that want to be involved, or how are they helping in the relationship initiatives?
Absolutely. So at Break the Cycle, we have the Love Is Not Abuse Coalition. It's a grassroots national coalition of adults, so 24 and up, that want to support young people in living healthy and safe lives away from dating abuse. So what we do is equip those adults with the tools they need to support young people.
And these are like parents, like
absolutely
parents just want to help other kids.
Parents or any caring adult, so parents, teachers, advocates, coaches, anyone that wants to support young people.
And then, so we know that raising teen awareness of dating violence and healthy relationships in general is one of our primary focuses as our organizations. So when referencing prevention, what methods would you say are the most effective?
Absolutely. So methods of prevention I think that are most effective is teaching what is a healthy relationship early on, right? So not so much focusing on what dating abuse is, but teaching young people how to recognize and how to have a healthy relationship. And that starts really with having conversations with young people. Not really talking to young people, but talking with young people in terms of the way they define a relationship, what it's called these days. Oftentimes, adults have different words for what relationships are, and young people have very different views on what relationships are as well. So it's important to communicate that.
Okay. So a few of our high schools, Wise and Most Club, hosted a Real Week discussion a few weeks ago. Can you tell our audience about the youth-led initiative, Let's Be Real?
Absolutely. So the Let's Be Real initiative is a national initiative that Break the Cycle is leading, and it's all about having real conversations with young people, led by young people on what they think relationships are, what's needed in healthy relationships, and having real conversations about what they're experiencing in their daily lives.
Okay. That's really amazing that both the clubs that we organize and the way that your organization runs can work together to help teenagers.
Absolutely.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's critical for building a movement.
So what are some of the resources that your organization provides for not only the teens, but the adults?
Absolutely. So some of the resources we provide are, like we said, youth programming to teach about healthy relationships, but also capacity building for adults that want to support young people in the work that they do around ending gender-based violence. Additionally, I'd like to share that the National Domestic Violence Hotline has a text number at 22522, and any young person can text and talk to a peer advocate about dating abuse.
That's good to know. Well, thank you for coming on to Counter Stories. I hope that everybody took into initiative what you said and how they can help each other in their relationships.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back after this break.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can.
Intervene.
It's on us. All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Today's trending topic is healthy relationships. As we all should know, last month was Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month.
And throughout the month of February, teens across the city did their part to raise awareness about this epidemic. Teen dating violence thrives when we are silent, but if we stand and work together, we can be of greater support to someone in need and help put an end to teen dating violence.
Ultimately, we hope raising awareness to this issue will create healthier relationships amongst our youth. Carla, you work with Break the Cycle. Tell us how their involvement is working to help raise awareness.
Well, Break the Cycle is a nonprofit organization and has legal services for people who have been victims of sexual assault and teen domestic violence. Break the Cycle goes to all of the events that occur that have to do with teen dating violence. Recently, it was Wear Orange for teen dating violence. They went to a march, the Women's March, and they posted a few pictures. They're always posting daily blogs on their website, letsbereal.org. Let's Be Real is mostly on social media, so they do videos on Snapchat and have daily entries on Twitter that want to bring information to teens all over the DMV.
That's really cool. Cool. So, Carla, you took the initiative to connect Wise Club and Let's Be Real. Why was that important to you?
Well, Let's Be Real had a real week, and I decided to host a real week, and I really didn't have no one to help me. I went to speak with Rebecca, who is she's actually the coordinator in DC, and she does blogs. And I spoke to her, and I told her that I'm in the Wise Club with Men Can Stop Rape, and she gave me the good idea to actually ask them and to see if we could collab together in order to host Real Week.
That's really, bold of you.
Yeah, it's low-key major.
For real, that's high-key major. So, Carla, what advice would you give teens who are looking to do something positive in, their schools or their communities?
The advice I would give them is to always stay positive, always have the good mindset, and what you post on social media really portrays how you are.
Yes.
People may not know you, but if they follow you, let's say on Instagram, they will know what type of person you are. So just be aware that if you want to have a positive image, post positive stuff.
And honest question, how important is your social media to you? Do you be posting wild stuff on there?
Well, actually, I'm not really a person who is always on social media. I use social media just to inform myself, but and also to entertain. I don't post daily, but I post once a month maybe.
Well, thank you, Carla, for giving us that
You're
type
welcome.
of information and shining some light on what you do with Wise Club and Let's Be Real. And we'll be right back after this.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Yeah!
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back to Counter Stories. We are having an amazing time and we hope that you are too. Coming to the stage is DC teen rap phenomenon and my co-host, Matthias Richardson from Washington, D.C. He has a passion for making great positive music, steering away from your traditional trap music and still making an impact. That's indeed a Counter Story. Show your love for Matthias.
You cut me like a bad habit, and I'm still here. Like a jackrabbit bouncing around, trying to get your attention. Mortal affection is such a greater infliction. On me, on you. I was trying to work it out and you just wanted something new. And that's what got me on my little undercover stuff. No discussion stuff, yeah, no discussion stuff. And you youngins, you just wildin' and having your formants. Always tapping on your shoulder to feed you a load of baloney. This fool's phony, it's matrimony. And two kids that never seen the world past the corner. But anyways, yeah, I'm cool. Just glad my granny moved. And she reopened some old wounds and asked of you. But how you talking more than youngins that's facing the case? With stuff to lose and you pick and choose your views, you fake. I get more truth in these interviews and these interludes. And Fox News than you. I get more truth in these interviews and these interludes and Fox News than you. Say we gon' ride and we divided and split it in two. Oh, you faded, your mistakes supposed to fade with you too? It's kinda crazy, but my ladies, they told me the truth. Man, I was crazy and something different to tell you the truth. Back in the 80s, they was about to break SW. Used to have you weak in the knees, don't wanna trouble you. And you swear that you was never shaking. I'm more than jaded, but all my face is the one that made me. Yeah. I might just start talking to Cece or take a picture with the caption it walking with these. I might just start running with these and run up on you with some new edition of Bobby V. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
So I got a few questions relating to the song.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspired you to write this piece?
A breakup, but the song is really more so about just where I am after the breakup, like in a better space.
In a better space. Okay, and who are your biggest motivators or influencers?
Oh man, Jamie Foxx, Lil Wayne, my grandmother, my father. I can't let them slip, and Franco. It's a lot of people. I pull from a lot of people, but mostly my father and my grandmother. They're both musical in their own sense.
So I got a few questions relating this song.
Mm-hmm.
First off, what inspired you to write this piece?
A breakup, but like it's more so just like how it just a positive aspect after it rather than being sad, I guess.
And then how long have you been doing this? Because that flow was off the chain.
I was really like, people always say I was 8, 10, whatever, but I was really a baby just brought up in it. Like I was always running around the house singing stuff, and they even called me like Wody, which is like an ad-lib Lil Wayne used to have back in the day. So yeah.
And then who are your biggest influences or your motivators?
Jamie Foxx, Lil Wayne, Bobby Brown, and my father and my grandmother, for sure.
Why?
My dad, he was a rapper. He passed away when I was only 3, but yo, he was a rapper, and he took me to the studio, really just got me in it. My grandmother, she was always supportive of me doing in my music. She would give me all her money to go to the studio if I asked her to, but, you know, yeah.
Well, thank you for performing.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this has been quite a day.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, and I think my favorite part was just the music, the talent to act, you know, me. But, you know, it's all good, it's all good.
My favorite part was talking to our special guests. Like, they really shed a lot of light on ways to help other people. That's what I like most about being on Counter Stories. The fact that we can talk to people to help people like us. I also enjoyed our talent portion. And it's like, you get on stage and you rapping about things that are important, but you make sure not to curse or use profanity or, you know, talk about things that people like 21 Savage and stuff is talking about. Like, you keep it PG.
Yeah. Real?
I mean, I think that this show is the best showcase for teens everywhere. It's like we could talk about anything, and it's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and it's all just teens, like, you know, just young people, young bosses, like, you know, innovators. It's people actually making a move in this area, and it's like, it's such a powerhouse now. So I like it. It's all just networking and teamwork.
I like how our powerhouse isn't mostly derived of adults. It's now focused on like a teenage empire with Fresh Empire and like Blink and stuff like that. Like, these are the things that our parents be like they want to see us do, and now we doing them.
Yeah, real innovative for our age, I feel like.
And I hope these things stay around forever for like our younger siblings and
like our next generation.
Like, I want them to be able to have this moment.
All right. And this is our edition of Counter Stories. We hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.
This is my counter story. My counter story.
It's real in the field, and they know that our passion is real. Given the circumstances, I gotta give me a meal. The people are watching, my back is the target. No matter the struggle, I know where I'm walking.
It's real in